Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, Leah. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Sir, actually, I have some doubts from this book and the questions. Let me read for you.
Please read the question.
Okay, question number 73. Governments have to place the same number of men and women in different fields of study in universities. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement?
Hi, Leah. The point to be argued in this particular question is whether or not universities should admit equal number of boys and students for higher education or not. While brainstorming topics for this particular question, the words which come to my mind are feminism, women empowerment, gender equality, gender neutrality, and so on. A paradigm shift can be witnessed in this world where women rub shoulder with men in all diasporas of life, be they politics, be they business, startup ventures, or even flying fighter jets. So this has encouraged to come up with such a question. Now, while attempting this question, I would definitely disagree that same number of male and female students should be admitted for higher studies. My first argument would be gender should not be the yardstick for admission to higher studies. Especially so, you would agree with me, many streams such as mechanical engineering, marine engineering, and so on are opted by boys, and girls seldom choose this stream of studies. As such, deciding the number of students to be admitted based on gender cannot be agreed upon. Okay, that is our first topic, viewpoint. Another argument is every student, irrespective of gender, must enjoy the liberty to learn what their heart desires. Stream should not be allotted based on their gender, based on whether the student is a boy or a girl. The purpose of education should be not to fix a square peg in a round hole. By this, what I mean is, if the student is interested to learn music, they should not be forced to practice dance because the student is a boy or a girl. So, I would say, every student must enjoy the liberty, they should have the freedom to study their subject of choice, not according to their gender, whether a boy or a girl. That should be there. Another argument is many university courses are physically strenuous. So, statistics support my stand that streams such as mechanical engineering and mining technology, those are more preferred by boys, and seldom girls opt that. Similarly, you would agree with me, once upon a time, nursing was the prerogative of females only. The term nurse, matron all represent feminism. But now, because of many reasons, many boys have chosen to study nursing, and they are mainly known as male nurses because the nurse term means female. So therefore, deciding the subject of study, especially for higher education, should not be decided by the gender, but the choice, the interest of the students which they enjoy. I think it is clear. Okay, Mala?
Yes, it is clear. So moving on to our next question. Question number 136. In future, students may have the choice of studying at home by using technology such as computers or television, or of studying in traditional schools. Which would you prefer? Why?
Leah, please notice that the student has to answer two questions in this one. The first question is, which would you prefer? And the student is also bound to justify why he has chosen that. So the two aspects of the question has to be answered. Now, the revolutionary changes brought about by the internet, especially in the education stream, cannot be ignored. In the backdrop of COVID-19 pandemic, many students from India, especially from Kerala, they attended online courses from Canada, globally reputed universities in Canada. That has been a privilege. And the contribution of the World Wide Web in imparting knowledge cannot be underestimated. I have no intention to underestimate that. But in this particular question, this is the choice of the student to distinguish between the first part of the question deals with formal education, the education in a formal education institution. And the second one is the choice, homeschooling. So, firstly, you should be able to distinguish or identify the topic as formal education and homeschooling. So, the question is, the question wants to specifically answer which one would you prefer and why. In my case, I would suggest the student to opt for formal education rather than homeschooling. The infrastructure available in the formal education background in a school or a college or a university cannot be supplemented in the home. The formal education, the infrastructure, they have proper training aids, they have proper trained teachers. So that can take place only in a school or a college. So firstly, the student should prefer formal education, school education to homeschooling. Okay. Now, analyzing the question, it necessitates to distinguish between the two. Okay. The responsibility of the teacher is not only to impart knowledge in various subjects or to broaden the horizons of knowledge, but the mentor is also responsible to instill virtues, values, morals, and guide the student in a holistic development, for a holistic development. Thus, definitely, technology cannot substitute a human teacher, but it can supplement the teacher. Okay, that is my first point. Another point is education also necessitates many infrastructure and training aids, such as library, laboratory, and even campus life. Many schools, or especially universities abroad, has a cosmopolitan culture. What I mean is, students from different countries with different ethnic backgrounds, different culture would be attending the same class. So in such classes, the student is exposed to different lifestyles, different experiences, different culture that can never be attained from a homely background. No doubt about that. So that is again compels me to suggest the students to opt or to prefer formal education to getting knowledge through computer or television. Okay, that is our second point. Another very valid argument is, see, talent spotting. Talent spotting enables the authorities to identify the inborn skills or talents, maybe for dancing, maybe for singing, maybe for acting, or maybe in sports and games. Different levels of competitions are organized in schools and colleges. Many internationally reputed sports icons have come from school or college background. They organize competitions wherein the student can participate, compete, and win prizes. This again facilitate the student to take part in more higher regional or state level competitions. So again, that can only take place in the background, in the premises of a college formal education. So again, I would suggest that one of the noticeable merits of school or college education is also talent sporting. Many, maybe, I don't want to take any name, but the cricketers, footballers, actors, they have crossed the roads from schools to colleges. So again, it is better to undergo education to attain knowledge from a school or university. Okay, we have now 3 points. Number 1 is teachers are indispensable. Number 2 is for a holistic development of the student, that student has to be groomed, nurtured in a cosmopolitan background. And our third argument is talent sporting, which is again prompts me to articulate my argument in favor of formal education. Admittedly, homeschooling is also good, no doubt about that. One can learn from the comfort and convenience of school, out of the home. But one point is, maybe 1 or 2 teachers only would be coming home to teach the student. And that would be advisable for a differently abled student. But for a normal student like you or any healthy person, school or college education would be preferable, no doubt about that. So one has to disagree that, one has to argue in favor of school or college education rather than being taught through computers, television, or artificial intelligence. I think it's okay, right? Okay.
Yes, sir. So moving on to our next question, which is the 21st one. Films and computer games which contain violence are very popular. Some people believe they have a negative effect on society and so should be banned. Other people, however, believe that they are just harmless and help people to relax. Discuss these views and state your view.
Again, Leah, this is a discuss both views and state your opinion question. So the primary responsibility of the student is to segregate viewpoint number 1 and viewpoint number 2. So when I teach, I exhort the student to segregate the viewpoint 1 and viewpoint number 2. This question can be compared to a railway line. Both these lines never touch each other. So the students should be able to firstly identify what is viewpoint number 1 and what is viewpoint number 2. In the first body paragraph, we should discuss only and only the viewpoint number 1 in the question. So before proceeding to analyze this question, please read the first viewpoint once again.
Okay, films and computer games which contain violence are very popular. Some people believe they have a negative effect on society and so should be banned.
So we will examine this portion of the question first. Many movies and computer games contain violence, no doubt about that. The script writers and the directors use computer animation and other cinematography all to portray violence, and they want to cause an adrenaline rush to the audience so that they throng to the cinema hall to watch it. And again, admittedly, it is in evidence on record that many anti-national elements, many criminals, many burglars have adopted the modus operandi portrayed in movies to commit their crimes. Many criminals have been, they have found new methodologies to commit their crime, which were shown in the movies. So naturally, murder or rape, such things shown in the movies are really not good. That is the reason, and this aspect should be explained, discussed by us in the first body paragraph. Why movies and computer games, online games which contain violence should be banned, because it can give a negative node to the audience which will watch it. And the methodologies, and they invented new methodologies to commit crime. So the first argument is that it should be banned. Okay. Now, before discussing the second viewpoint, can you please read only the second viewpoint?
Other people, however, believe that they are just harmless and help people to relax.
Okay. Let us discuss this viewpoint. Okay. After a hectic work days or week, many movie enthusiasts throng to cinema halls not to commit crime. Many watch movies with their families, children and wife and all. So they go there for entertainment. And these days, many movie halls have 5-star facilities. So they also go to movies for entertainment, to relax, to rest and enjoy. You will agree, one of the most popular movies of the last decade has been Bahubali, that depicted beheading. That war was portrayed in the movie. Similarly, James Bond movies and the films which we watch using 3D specs in the theater, those all contain violence. So, would it be wise on the part of a student to argue that since many people commit crimes being encouraged by the scenes in the movie, such movies should be banned? I don't think it would be advisable on the part of a student candidate to argue that such movies should be banned. But definitely, 99% of the people go to cinema halls, theaters to enjoy, to rest and relax. So that is the second part of the movie, and banning would not be ideal, would not be enforced. Okay, that is the second body paragraph which we will be discussing. Now, since this is a discuss both views and a state opinion question, the candidate is required to write a firm opinion. So before suggesting you to finalize your opinion, this particular question has a lead by using which the candidate can formulate their opinion. So, Leah, please read only the first sentence of the essay question.
Films and computer games which contain violence are very popular.
The word there, what I wanted you to focus was popular. So anything popular, banning whatever is popular would be a self-defeating exercise. So the word popular prompts me to advise the student to state that people go to theaters to watch movies as a tool for entertainment, to enjoy, to rest and relax. As such movies should continue. Banning would be a self-defeating exercise. So especially, I have come to this conclusion taking a lead from the first sentence of the question. Again, this discuss both the views and state your opinion question need or ask the candidate to express an opinion without any conditionals like even though, although. So you can definitely say, in the light of above deliberations, it is unequivocally opined that movies depicting violence and online games perpetuating violence should continue because people throng to theaters to enjoy and relax.